Okay, guys, do you know what does it mean semantic search and what are the difference between kind of keyword search? Who can help me or not to help? If you keep silence, I assume that you don't know about semantic search.
I could make a guess, but I'm not really sure. I would guess I could search for T-shirt, and that would be, I guess, a keyword. Or I could maybe define something as I want to have a cool outfit for tomorrow, and that would be more like a semantic search. I don't know.
Yeah, so the semantic search usually searches not only by keywords, by its meaning. And to create a semantic search index, so we need some special embeddings and to use LLM, large language model. So in this case, we find not only exact matches inside word, but also we search with meaning, yes, with meaning of the word. And in this case, if we are looking for T-shirts, it can suggest something that not only exactly matches T-shirts, yes, in this case, and a bigger variety. Guys, I didn't use this tool before. Can you see my screen? I'm sharing at this moment GitHub page.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Okay, so also I already explained it to you my problem, I face it, and that motivated me to create this tool. And exactly for this use case, when I work with Spryker project and even have some packages installed, I sometimes I need to decide and find what facade or client method I can use for exact solution. Or for example, if there are any ready plugin or plugin stack, extension point that I can extend for specific purposes. And in this case, in Spryker packages, exactly code is quite readable and has cool semantic understanding. And in Spryker, we don't use kind of short names for facade names, for client names, for plugin names or module names. Yeah. So in Spryker, we use quite clear semantic names that are readable and understandable, and also add to facade or client or plugin method description some annotations that explains in details what this method can do. And the idea that appeared in my head just to parse everything that is available locally for this project and extract information of facade methods, client method, service methods, plugins method, and configuration method. And in this case, in case of plugin, I assume interfaces and plugin and its implementations and the classes, and just fetch this information and make a search among this data. Why not bigger? Because semantic search usually should take into account only what has a semantic and a human understandable meaning. So in this case, you can find this information using prompt. And also, inside code, we have a lot of duplication in variables, whatever. So in this case, the search just include into embedding a lot of the code, so there will be a mess in search results. So in this case, I include in the search only what has exact semantic meaning, kind of class name, method name, and annotations to this method. And also, you might be noticed that this data is parsed from modules API. So in Spryker, we use this term like module API, and in this case, the API is everything that available outside of the module. Yeah, so the exception is only a plug or a configuration, module configuration, but module configuration also has some semantic meaning. So, and okay, what I describe it, what we parse and index, and describe it what paths we use from the counter, and also method doc blocks. So, and after that, so after parsing this information, this data is embedded using LLM. So in my case, that's kind of Llama, the most popular embedding model. And all this data is stored to the local Chroma DB inside Docker image. So in this case, you can be sure that everything that you do with this tool is absolutely secure for you. So you do not expose any project-specific data outside. So that's absolutely local tool. And you can use only this limited local scope. That's important to understand that it's safe to use for you. And also what it supports. It also has some filtering supports. And I decided to use some very simple PHP machine learning library for it, and just generated some messages for it, kind of pre-train a little. And based on this data, it can detect a filter option. So, and in this case, as the filter option is by its entity: facade, client, service, plugin, interface or plugin, and configuration. So that's why it is a little smarter than usual. And you can use it even without ChatGPT, OpenAI or Cloud or whatever. So it can be used just with local capabilities. So let's practice a little. Yeah. So according to the installation guide, you should just, by the way, let's take a look at the installation guide. You should just clone this package into the project, and, configure it, yes, with env, and run bash install script. It starts Docker container, pulls everything that you need in this case, and start indexing your project. That takes, depending on your hardware, at least 5 minutes to me, and up to 20 minutes. So depending on hardware and how big your project is. And launch the CLI tool. So in these cases, let's imagine that you have this project and you just clone project Semantic search tool here, and it is assumed that you have also the default project structure. Why it's important? Because you need to configure it in .env. Here you can find embeddings, embedding model, Chroma DB API that's included in a Docker environment, so Llama model, so whatever. Also what is needed, the project absolute path. I will explain you why. Project name and project source dirs. That's a comma separated list in case if you have not PYZ but another namespace or even several namespace inside SRC folders. And also some configuration for displaying results. Okay, let's start. After indexing, you can just run this application and use it. Here is a Grady Bash script to run it. And here you can see that it is run and it suggests you to input a query. For example, I would like to find, and what exactly you would like to find? Let's use a simple example. I would like to find quote extension point for REST API. And you can find that it understands the extension point as a plugin interface and suggests you to apply this filter. You have, of course, two options to agree or disagree with it. Yes, or just press enter because yes is by default. I say yes, and it starts searching. It found some data in the Chroma DB and currently suggests you to display it in two different ways. The default one is native. Let's start with the native. And as a native, you can see it exposes this information in this manner. First of all, it gives you an absolute path that can be read by PHP Storm. Yeah. And so it is paginated. You can press more, enter, and see more results. And you can read the data, the stored data. So, and exactly the text that was used for the search. So, and in this case, you see REST quote request attribute expander plugin interface. Yeah, so quite cool search results as for me. So, and you can just easily click and see that it navigates you to this plugin. Yeah. So the same for the REST results. So, of course, it cannot give you one exact answer that you can just use. It can give you variants that you still need to decide what to apply. But at least for me, for the passer, so as a tech lead and architect, I usually have to design a lot of application solutions for projects. And I don't remember all extension points or facade method that I have inside any project. Yeah, so that's why I use this tool and find what can be applicable. And the difference between PHP Storm search capabilities is that there's a semantic search. And in PHP Storm, I need sometimes even to guess some regular expression or whatever to find something that's quite longer to me and less convenient. So I just can run this tool easy. As you can see, it is fast. It doesn't think 5 minutes. It works in a moment. Okay, and no. And let's find something similar. Okay, facade to find concrete product. Yeah, so it suggests to look among facades, and I agree with that. And let's apply native plus AI. So, oh, I believe it's not configured locally for me. Oh, but anyway, so in this case, you can see that it's also expose you just raw results. You can just use it as you wish. So, and in this case, the local LLM analyze the search results and give you some input. So at this moment, this tool supports only local LLM, but I'm gonna to add supports of Anthropic models or Gemini or OpenAI. But to me, it's not so needed at this moment. So because it works fine even in native mode to me. So no need to ask LLM to analyze these results, so I can just use it by myself and analyze it by myself, because I'm smarter than LLM anyway. Okay, and there is also another option to use this tool, and this is an MCP server integration. Colleagues, do you know what is MCP, Model Context Protocol? Or perhaps you even use some of these tools?
At least know about it, but not using it actively at the moment. So
yeah,
it's not in Spryker development.
Yes. Okay. This link, at least to this Model Context Protocol, will be shared with you additionally. But what is the Model Context Protocol? That's an open protocol introduced by Anthropic. So if you know, I believe you know this tool like Claude. Yes, so last Claude model that are most applicable for writing code and for code generation at this moment. And the Model Context Protocol is the way to extend AI tool capabilities with additional tools, and that LLM can run on your local and extend the context. So I believe you need a little more time to read and understand how it can be applicable in a real world. So there is an official link. There are some clients and possible clients. And in this case, I'm gonna use Cloud Desktop, but you can use it as well as for Cloud Code, for Copilot. It supports MCP for various other coding agents, also JetBrains AI, VS Code, Windsurf. As far as I understand, there is even a trend for all AI code generation tool to support Model Context Protocol. So, but how it can be used? Let's take a look at the Cloud Desktop. So you can configure a Model Context Protocol here. So now it's configured for me. Just follow simple manual, and it's not a rocket science. But as you might notice that, let me show it again. That's a developer settings. Yes, so that's you have to be advanced user to use MCP on your local. So, and that's not just for the old people. That you need some kind of basic developers skills to install it, to run it, because you need to run git clone and some commands for that. So, but anyway, this tool is introduced for developers, and it can be used by developers. So that's just a simple configuration with a path to the server. In this case, you can find that's a Spryker project semantic search tool and MCP, and some environment variables that also is needed to run this application. Here is a prepared example. So I just can input a no, so that's another tool. Sorry, guys. Okay, but by the way, so we can try it right now. As you can see, this tool is wired up to the cloud and it can be run. And my recommendation is to disable all tools as much as possible, because most of them can have similar tool description. And in this case, LLM starts executing all of them to prevent wasting of tokens. So I prefer disabling tools and just let LLM to use the tool I would like it to use it. So in this case, that's a suitnode please, and I can input a prompt. Yeah, so please find in suit non-split. That's a project project name. And what can we find? Quote extension point. Okay, so thank you for typo. And what it does. By the way, do you aware of that? I read recently that at least OpenAI has some troubles with availability. So as far as I understand, at least Anthropic works fine. So what it does, so exactly MCP server gives additional tools that can be used by AI agents. And tools means actually the callback. In my case, the callback is, for callback, the JavaScript is used. And so it does semantic search by query. Yeah, and you can find that it suggests me also some results. You can ask to analyze it to find what matches the best. The best here. No, it's quite slow. Yeah, so you can discuss search results with AI and find what you need, kind of, and extend the context or whatever. So at least it can be used like that. Okay, and I'm ready for the questions about this tool.